Hello, this is Fierce Wolf. And though I am still quiet as I have not fixed my reading, my microphone reading issue, today we're going to be trying something slightly different. Today I'm going to be doing a Let's Read. And most people like to do their Let's Reads and they like to show you them reading from the book, and you get to see the book. Well, I am not going to do that because, honestly, I don't need my face on the internet just for people to see me. I have a mild issue with it. Somewhat like Deceased Crab. You know, seeing my face on the internet would interfere with what I do. Today, I shall be reading The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. To my mother, who taught me to love books, who opened the door to Narnia, Purring, and Middle-earth, and to my father, who taught me that if I was going to do something, I should take my time and do it right the first time. Prologue, a silence of 3 parts. It was night again. The Waystone Inn lay in silence, and it was a silence of 3 parts. The most obvious part was a hollow, echoing quiet, made by things that were lacking. If there had been a wind, it would have sighed through the trees, set the inn's sign creaking on its hooks, and brushed the silence down the road like trailing autumn leaves. If there had been a crowd, even a handful of men, inside the inn, they would have filled the silence with conversation and laughter, the clatter and clamor one expects from a drinking house during the dark hours of night. If there had been music, but no, of course there was no music. In fact, there were none of these things, and so the silence remained. Inside the Waystone, a pair of men huddled at one corner of the bar. They drank with quiet determination, avoiding serious discussions of troubling news. In doing this, they added a small, sullen silence to the larger, hollow one. It made an alloy of sorts, a counterpoint. The third silence was not an easy thing to notice. If you listened for an hour, you might begin to feel it in the wooden floor underfoot, and in the rough, splintering barrels behind the bar. It was in the weight of the black stone hearth that held the heat of a long-dead fire. It was in the slow back and forth of a white linen cloth rubbing along the grain of the bar. And it was in the hands of the man who stood there, polishing a stretch of mahogany that already gleamed in the lamplight. The man had true red hair, red as flame. His eyes were dark and distant, and he moved with the subtle certainty that comes from knowing many things. The Waystone was his, just as the third silence was his. This was appropriate, as it was the greatest silence of the 3, wrapping the others inside itself. It was deep and wide as autumn's ending. It was heavy as a great river-smooth stone. It was the patient, cut-flower sound of a man who was waiting to die. This has been Fierce Wolf. I would like to remind everybody that I do not do this for any profit. Nobody is paying me to do it. I'm just reading the book for the pure pleasure of passing it on to everyone else. I hope everyone has enjoyed the prologue of The Name of the Wind. This has been Let's Read with Fierce Wolf. Good night.